laugh about it. It helps to laugh about it. I'm John.
I'm also John. And
we're going to talk about stuff. How have you been?
Dude, it feels like forever.
Has been forever. Like literally, if you go on our YouTube and you look at the last video, it says forever weeks ago.
We were so good at the start.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I think we're hilarious, and I think we'll have a lot more content coming up.
Yeah, I think so. I think things will die down for me personally, at least in my personal life, June 14th. So I will then have a consistent schedule, about 2 days per week.
So about a month, yeah.
Yeah, here in about a month, I can actually have a consistent weekly schedule where we can at least have 2 days where we can work around and film. And
sure. I think we're going to also play with some Instagram stuff. I think we might do some just Instagram
Yeah, that's
shows.
not a bad idea. We have IGTV we can kind of fuck around with too.
I mean, that's all you, bro. That's your world. That's where you live.
I think what we need to do is, as far as content for IGTV and stuff, is find something that we can go to and do aside from just sitting and talking.
That would be cool.
Like visit a thing together or something.
Let's start going to comic book stores. What
we
about
could do
that?
Yeah.
Like just going and like looking around and maybe even just
cut it down to 10 minutes.
Just going and doing something like almost like, you know, like how radio stations have like those like the booths or just but just go and like, well, obviously I don't know why they need to know this, but we could talk to the owner and be like, hey, is it cool we come in and just do a spot where we talk to you, them,
even if they don't want to be talked to, we can just say we're going to be recording while we're in your store today.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The only reason I say that is just because I know Debbie has done an interview, like Judd interviewed her when he was going around the state promoting Comic-Con and going to different comic book stores. But she didn't really want to be on camera, you know, so she was kind of shy to that. So
we could put up like one of those screens or those veils.
That'd be hilarious, actually.
So and like if we could morph or make them if they don't want to be on camera,
right? Yeah,
do
like
their own
it's
like
a silhouette
deep voice, exactly. But then at the last moment we'll move it. Where the camera moves, or there's like a mirror behind
the whole time.
yeah,
that would be great.
I like that. Let's definitely, because there's a bunch of stores, and then there's that I didn't even realize there's a Star Wars toy store.
Yeah, the Fanboys.
Toys.
Yeah.
That actually is a really good movie. It's called.
See, they had the movie poster in there.
See that movie? It was like it was a weird release on that. It was like an indie movie that was supposed to get a good big release, but then got like straight to DVD. It's really funny, actually. It's a really good one.
Is it Jack Black or somebody in it that's in it? Like Seth Rogen? Some famous comedian dude is like in that, but he's like really young in his career, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I've never seen it, but I saw a preview. I don't know if you told me about it.
You know the guy that did Balls of Fury?
Oh, the ping pong movie.
The ping pong movie. Mm-hmm. It's like that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. He kind of is like a Jonah Hill
type guy. Yeah, except Jonah Hill took off at one point.
He did, and that dude changes like...
Man.
Big, small.
Right.
He's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now. So
really?
He said that he didn't do it because the guys in high school were jerks that did it. But he was like, he just kind of changed his mindset and started doing it.
Once he lost weight, he's like, I can be a jerk too now.
He's like, look at me. So yeah, that we should definitely look into.
Yeah, ideas and stuff.
I really feel like this is a T job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like setting stuff up because you are.
I can look into that.
Because you're like a mother, so you can like do stuff.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
How was your Mother's Day?
It was really good. John cooked for me.
I did.
That was really nice.
Did you make your mom a piece of toast with a slice of cheese?
No, I didn't hang out.
No, she gave her 2 pieces of bread.
She's like, look how far I've come.
Yeah.
I went over there today, the day after.
How was that?
Hang out. It was nice. Clark and her played basketball, but with the football, so that was fun.
That's kind of interesting. I like where that goes.
Yeah.
Did she like just stuff Clark? Like just
right.
I saw a video, and it might be the most dick video I've ever seen. And it's this ant racing like a 2 and a 3-year-old.
Oh yeah.
And she just palms the back of their heads and they fall.
Funny.
I saw a bully smasher do that actually.
Oh, you did?
To his own kids.
Yeah.
Actually.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
bully, smasher.
most bully smashers are bullies.
That might be the best thing that Colin's ever come up with. Bully, smasher. He's like, oh, you thought it was bully smasher? No.
Nice.
These are what he is. He's a bully, smasher. I'm like that's a solid one. I like that. Good job, Colin. Way to go.
It was nice though.
And because it played
Not
off of the
actually
whole.
cooking.
grammatical.
Did he cook in like just an apron? Like
no, I cooked with just my dick
should have. I had an apron I should have worn.
Just like a just a Speedo.
I just threw my dick over my shoulder.
Just bacon grease.
Why did I choose breakfast?
Okay, so I'll put him on the spot. But I'll put you on the spot too, cause I have figured out a new segment to do. Not a segment, more of a game.
Okay.
We're gonna do like a match game, but I'm going to give you questions. You're going to write them down. And then I'm going to ask those questions to T.
So did we
and
just
T has to match.
Okay.
Then you are going to write down a set of questions, and you're going to give them to me, and then my wife's going to answer them. And we're going to see which couple has a higher score, because that's what it's all about winning.
We should do that.
But I want to ask you this. What's the most romantic thing he's ever done?
Cooked for her for Mother's Day yesterday.
That was sweet because
John
cannot cook.
What was
Chinese. Yeah, it was like a.
What? Why is
please,
that
please tell me there was a giant wok, like one of those big.
Yes, I have a giant cock. Yes, we covered this.
Oh my god!
It was over my shoulder, and I was cooking.
I would say though, that was super sweet. You can't cook very well. No, not very well.
It's not that I don't have the ability. It's just that I don't.
He boiled chicken, and that was what he ate. Boiled chicken and brown rice.
I don't put effort into the food.
Yeah, so it was like.
There was no emotion into that food. Boiled chicken and rice is the plainest thing ever. There's no spice. Brown rice. Nice.
That's even worse.
That's.
He's
spicy ketchup has a lot of flavor.
He's like, let me cook for you. Come over to my apartment and let me cook for you. And it was that. That was my first meal that I had with them.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we ate egg whites and peanut butter.
Nope, that was the second one. And
that was breakfast the next morning. Yeah, and with blueberry. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was good.
There you go.
I used to eat that one a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen you that excited.
Blueberries! Well, I haven't had that meal in a long time. That was a staple in my.
Look, you got so excited about that.
That was a good meal.
I would say when he proposed. That was the most
that was a solid one.
That's when you guys were. We've reenacted that where you I was you, and I think we did that right. That's
probably on lost footage. That was deleted.
No, because that was in the hallway, right? It was in the hallway.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh no, that
was when you wanted to go.
That was in sophomore year of high school when I said I love you.
Oh, that was I love you,
and she's like I love grapes. So
started dating, but we were lame. We didn't have anywhere to go. We didn't have any ideas, so we just went to Sonic.
Well, here's the thing: we had no money. I was sacking groceries at Sunfresh, so it's not like I could take her out anywhere. So I'm like, I don't have any ideas because I'm not gonna say, yeah, let me take you to dinner. I make $7 an hour.
Did you go down the produce aisle and you look at those blueberries and you're like, one day, motherfucker, I'm buying you. You're $7.99 a pound. But one day I'm getting
more than
some
egg
whites and peanut butter.
The Oreos. That's how I feel about Oreos.
That's how you feel about Oreos.
We never bought Oreos, and so finally I was old enough. I can buy Oreos whenever I want and eat the whole box.
Do you walk by when you're at the store and you have your cart and people are kind of walking by them and you see them, you're like, I can fucking buy those, and they're like, good for you. I can buy 2 packages if I want.
They have a party size now.
Oh, by the way, have you seen the giant tubs of cheese balls?
Yes.
Like the big ones?
Yeah, who doesn't? Who wouldn't want a giant vat?
I've had one a couple times in my life, so I'd never need one ever again.
Clark though wants to put them in the bathtub.
I'm pretty sure
in the bathtub.
I know. I'm pretty sure I could dunk Clark in it and he could eat his way out of it. I walked by it and it was about as tall as my daughter, and I went, I kind of want her to carry it around just so it would tire her out and be like, do you want those? If you want those, you got to carry them. And she's like,
Every time she tries to put them down, you're like, well, you're not going to get them if you put them down.
By the way, it was at Walmart, and you could spend days at Walmart. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like going to Walmart, but there's so much to see. And everything's like $5.
I like Walmart.
Target's definitely a good spot to...
I like Walmart and Target.
Things that Walmart doesn't
they have Funko Pop sections. I'm in.
I do. It's weird that there are those little sections of pop culture stuff where it's like lanyards and.
Well, you got to think how great that is, though, that they capitalized on that with no Toys R Us or no specialty stores in that anymore. They're like, well, hey, let's have a section for it because it's obviously $1 billion market.
Like plushies in that like
right,
random.
I guess the best way, I think what makes it weird is they have a toy section, they have an electronics section, and then there's this in between with collectibles that aren't really toys, but they're not really.
Yeah, they're kind of right in that
Vinny,
section.
chill out.
Section right there.
Trying to jump on my
There's go back to the 90s. I was cleaning out the garage and I found my old trunk. I had the big trunk, like a big trunk.
Wow.
And it was like put stuff in it. So I found a bunch of old books, but you know what I found? I found my old VHS collections of various different series and stuff I just recorded off TV. So then I go to try to find a VCR because guess who doesn't have a VCR anymore? They are ridiculously priced on Amazon.
Oh shit! I didn't think
it's crazy because first place I always go is Amazon. So then I went to Facebook Marketplace. Well, they were like $200, $100, $70, and I'm like, no one wants these. Why are you charging this? Mm-hmm. So I go on Facebook Marketplace, $20. I was like, I'm probably going to get that one. But then as I was looking, I found.
Stop pushing him. He's in the cords.
I'm trying to get him off.
That's why I don't want you to push him.
Vinny.
I was trying to call him towards me.
Dog's going crazy over here.
Vinny, you idiot.
He normally doesn't bother us.
What's his deal?
I don't know. He just needs attention or something.
Gotta edit that.
Nah, it'll be in there. We're live
We'll
after
do it
the
live.
fact.
We'll do it live.
Uncut.
But I go and I look online, and there's a little pad, and you hook the VCR up to it, and you play your tape, and you record it, and it digitally records it, so that you can then put it into a computer, so you can transfer all your old stuff.
So you got a VCR and that for cheaper than a VCR on Amazon.
It's basically. So I'm gonna play with it.
That's amazing.
And see how I can
That's
maneuver
fun.
it and see it. So it was like all these old memories, and of course the kids like I found like a bunch of old Pokemon cards and like Yu-Gi-Oh and
what
they were all like that the grass ones. Like there was a grass
Bulbasaur?
No, they were actually like grass trainer ones. Like
energy cards?
No. There was actually like remember the first run? It was just Pokemon, but then they had like Pokemon Grass and Poison or Pokemon Rock and. There were different varieties.
Yeah.
And they had different, like, Erica's Venusaur and all these, like, different ones. Well, they're from those.
Okay. So they're just grass-type Pokemon.
Yeah, grass and then some flame.
Oh, but you mean their trainer, like, they're specific, like
it was
Blaine's
like the
Arcanine.
second. Yeah, it was like the second run.
I get what you mean. Right. Okay.
Anyways, so I found some old Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Speaking of Pokemon, did you go see
Detective Pikachu?
How was it?
Extremely fun to watch, extremely predictable. You can figure out the movie about a third of the way.
Almost like it was for children.
Almost like it was for children.
Gotcha.
My most impressive part about it is, or what I was most impressed with is, everyone's seen the first Pokemon movie, right? Pokemon the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Great movie.
That's the origin of Mewtwo and all that. This is the same universe. So the Mewtwo in that movie is that Mewtwo from, so it's all the same universe. So it's pretty cool the way they did that. They had some cool callbacks and stuff. No Team Rocket.
Does Ash show up?
No Ash.
Really?
No. All brand new cast of characters, same universe.
Awesome. Well, and then they also have the second generation, third generation.
There's a lot more Pokemon there.
Different kinds, like the ninja ones, the ninja frogs.
Yeah, the Greninjas. They're in there. Wish we could have gotten some more Charmander. Charizard was kind of a douche.
Because he was just in the fighting arena, right?
Yeah, he was just a villain's Pokemon, so
gotcha.
He was kind of a douche. But overall, really fun movie. I would watch it again on DVD.
Yeah.
But, I only made sure I went this weekend because they were giving out promo cards, and apparently collecting this set of Detective Pikachu cards.
But the cool thing is, like, that was your stuff growing up, even if you weren't a big fan of it.
Right.
And now you got a kid.
Right.
And you can
he was so excited to go see it. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, so
kind of nostalgic, but kind of
still new.
Still new. So
yeah.
It kept your interest.
Right, yeah.
For the most part.
Which I think Pokemon's the only thing I feel like I grew out of. But now it's kind of bringing that love back for it through and with him in a weird way.
Well, in a weird way, like the games were kind of the same. So it was always like they were just waiting for
And I was a bigger fan of the games and the cards than I ever was the show.
Yeah, I agree.
I just, I like Ash as a main character and Misty and Brock, great characters and stuff, but with how hands-on and interactive the card game was with your friends and the Game Boy games were with experiencing all the different Pokemon, which is amazing too, because it's funny that Pokemon is such a popular game when all you do is just grind. Like level up your Pokemon, catch your Pokemon. Like there's a small amount of story and a huge amount of just grinding to level up your Pokemon.
And doing this. Like
exactly,
just literally just almost snaking
in the grass.
You're like, I'm waiting. Oh wait, and then you're like,
Oddish.
It's crappy. Exactly. I don't need an Oddish or a Rattata.
Right. Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll still pull up my Pokemon Go just to see what's around and those sort of things.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I think it's fun.
Well, so here's what got me back into Pokemon Go consistently, not frequently, but consistently, is you can turn on Adventure Sync. So my Heart app on my iPhone will track the distance and the steps I walk, which then goes directly to Pokemon Go. So I just hatch eggs without even opening the app.
Oh, dude, that's
so you don't even open it. I don't have to be interactive with it. I don't have to play it. I just open it, and it'll give me a notification, like a push notification. So you're about to hatch an egg. Yeah. I click on it, hatch the egg, close it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's like, I enjoy it for 2 seconds, but I don't have to go places to get Pokestops. And like when you first came out, you were having to actually walk, and now it just tracks what I walk throughout the day. So if I'm at work and I'm just walking around the store, it'll track those steps. Yeah. And I get credit for that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, because there were people like selling like, I'll attach your phone to my dog and we'll go on walks for miles and you can do all this. It's like...
Was there, did you see that video of that old man on a bike?
Yes, with like 30 phones. T, what did you think of Detective Pikachu?
I was working.
So she didn't get to see it. So she couldn't get the full day off for Mother's Day. So while she was at work in the morning, Clark and I went and seen it to kill time, and then we celebrated with her once we got off.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I figured I would and Clark gave me some spoilers, so I figured I would just watch it when it came out.
Did you yell at him for spoilers?
No.
Just be like, you little...
Well, he knew that Detective Pikachu wasn't important. In game, he never spoiled. That was a big deal.
Well, I mean, he needed to understand that.
Well,
that's a big deal.
Anyways.
Sorry.
So we went to Sonic. I never finished.
Yes.
Oh, backpedaling.
I like it.
Yeah,
Speaking of Pokemon, so there you are.
The most romantic thing I've ever done.
By the way, Sonic. Amazing drinks. Continue.
Mm-hmm. And shakes.
Shakes, various desserts.
Breakfast sandwiches.
I can see that. Tater tot. Like, if you want tater tots, that's where you... Oh, where else do you go?
Burger King?
No.
Burger King are for their fries or their chicken fries. Don't know how you make a chicken fry, but I'll eat it.
They do it.
I came back on a trip. I was gone for the weekend, and I came back, and John took me to Sonic, and he proposed there.
Because that's where we used to hang out and go on dates.
Yeah, for a long time.
Nice. What did he say? Was he like, "Are you ready to be my ride or die"?
Not
and
really.
Like that.
There's a couple of flex.
Just like, hey, what's this right here? Like most muscular.
When he did, though, Clark was like all fussy, so that was kind of rough. He's in the backseat. Mm-hmm. But when he did propose, I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? Like,
get the fuck out of here.
Like, what?
Really?
I was like, I got a fucking ring right in front of
me. Did you just throw it at her and be like, here, fucking go. Let's get married.
No, he's all sweet.
Are you ready? Are you ready to order?
We already had our ice cream.
So, okay. So, what did you have? What kind of ice cream?
The pecan.
Can we backpedal a little bit though?
Let's backpedal. The name of this episode: Backpedaling.
This same Sonic that we proposed at. I chose this Sonic I wanted to go to the one that we used to hang out at, but it was on the opposite end of town. So I went to this one because one Valentine's Day we were ending our night.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We used to drive a 91 Celica, and the interior of the driver's side door was off. So you could have the handle and everything, right? But you could see inside the door, so the window would go down. Well, for whatever reason, the window was broken on that driver's side door too.
The wires got caught.
Yeah. Well, because the panel wasn't on there, the switch would fall inside the door. So we would keep the switch in the door, and if we wanted it, we would take it out and hit the button and put it back in, right? Got us to point A to point B. Wouldn't be here today without that car. So somehow she was reaching for something and was rolling the window down, but her hand was in the door and the switch was stuck. So it smashed her hand in there, and it's a power window, right?
Yeah, so it's not.
So it's smashed, but we're ordering through the drive-thru at this Sonic. What is happening? So I had to go in there and freak out and pry it up with her hand, so to where she could pull her hand out.
I'll take a peek on Sunday.
And oh my God!
It was rough.
And another hand so we saved your hand. It could have been so bad.
Cherry limeade.
Could have been the freakiest accident.
Awful.
So yeah,
that is scary. Have you ever had those things where someone's they don't mean to, they don't see something, or you see something and you're like, and you mean to say hey, watch out for that car doing something, and you're like, you can't say it, but
or if you don't even make any noise, you're just
and
you
then
just wait for it to happen.
Where you're or you see a car backing out when your person's backing out, or you're backing,
right.
Those. Mm-hmm. I hate those just inaudible noise, when you mean to say hey, stop, exactly, and that means stop. There's a car behind you. Wait till they are going, because they're idiots.
Idiot?
Exactly. They're an idiot. Wait for them to move, and then you go there.
So yeah. Crazy times.
Do you guys ever go back to that Sonic?
Nah, it's been a long time. I think we've been there since then, but maybe a handful of times. So we just don't eat ice cream like that,
Yeah.
Beforehand, it was just we have to do something to hang out. Now it's we live together, so if we want to hang out, we'll just go home.
Or we go to this Sonic over here, and we'll bring it home.
Yeah. But, at least you guys are, going to movies together and do it, stuff together. That's fun. You don't need to go. You know what I mean? You don't need to go do, just go eat ice cream. You can do that.
If we do that,
just sitting in the car and, having your shake, and, it's...
Yeah.
Well, now we all just, as a family, go sit at, Yogurtini or something, We don't really...
How do you feel about Yogurtini?
I love it.
You love it? What do you go? What's your go-to?
Anything. But I always just get.
He's a health nut.
Peanut, not really a health nut. We're going to Yogurtini still. I just like the flavors, so
oats,
I get peanut butter.
Yeah.
I get peanut butter and cheesecake flavored yogurt with
He's
almonds.
Getting crazy with the cheesecake.
Yep.
Okay.
With almonds. I stopped getting oats because they're heavy. It makes it expensive.
You're weighing.
They weigh it.
You're
but normally
almonds are heavy as shit.
What I stopped getting then instead of almonds is actually mixed nuts. So it's got cashews and almonds and peanuts, and that's pretty much it.
Hey, that's really good if you add chocolate syrup. You have to have something else.
You gotta have a caramel or something, some kind of mix.
Peanut butter.
It's called a fucking granola bar. Why don't you just eat a granola bar and stop wasting Yogurtini's fucking time? How about she gets something delicious and you take your little fucking granola bar and just kind of scoop and get a little bit of ice cream off your granola bar because you're eating a granola bar.
Oh yeah, no, I go for.
What do you got? Come on.
I go. Okay, so
she's going balls to
my
the wall.
go-to is the fruit.
Okay.
With the hot.
Who puts fruit in it? I don't like fruit.
I love
really.
fruit.
What's your base? So what's your base?
Vanilla, anything, the chocolate or the cheesecake, the vanilla, or
I feel like you're trying really hard to not get roasted.
The toasted marshmallow, that one's really good. I do plain, and then I'll do.
She was she's gonna blow yours out of the water.
I'll do
mixed nuts.
No.
Almonds, some almonds, little oats, a base of oats.
If I want to do the fruit, then I'll do a fruity whatever that they have, a tart, whatever, and then I'll add the berries, the cheesecake bites. whatever.
Okay, you're starting to get somewhere with the cheesecake bites.
That's where she ends, though. Yeah. Now, okay,
No,
you want something? You want something nasty, creative, weird? Let's talk about what Clark gets. This will excite you.
My second one is
Clark will get fucking chocolate with gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids with the sour frog.
That's too much.
It's horrible.
That's too much.
And he'll eat the whole thing. He loves it. And M&M's and Skittles.
Now I get it if you find like a yogurt, like a sherbet or some kind of weird, and you're like, you know what?
Nope.
I'll do some gummy worms, Sour Patch, like make it a gummy type thing.
Right.
But then you're like, and then he's like sprinkles, M&M's, gummy worms.
Yeah.
A marshmallow. What are we doing here?
We normally do like 2 gummy worms, a sour frog, 2 Sour Patch Kids, and then a couple gummy bears.
See, I really don't think gummies should be on any type of ice cream.
I don't either, but he loves it.
Sprinkles, I do agree. Now, what kind of sprinkles? Are we talking little dot sprinkles, or are we talking like the cylinder,
rainbow,
the similar, like the cylinder ones, like the longer ones?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah.
Now, what about brownies? Brownies in the do you do the brownie bites?
I don't, but they'd be good. Yeah.
It depends on how I feel. Like,
I'll do cheesecake bites every now and again.
The fruit, or if I want
when you're feeling.
When I'm not getting judged.
I'm gonna judge you.
My go-to at Sonic was always
I've never felt worse about my
malt,
yogurt.
Though. That was
she always got strawberry malt, and I'm like,
ooh,
well, that shit's whack. I'm trying to get it last.
Did you notice a difference between the malt and the shake?
Yeah, it has that flavor.
Is it thicker? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a much different flavor.
You know the Whopper.
Malt balls.
It has that.
Whoppers are good.
It has that flavor mixed with it.
Yeah. Whoppers are.
No, not the burgers, like the Whoppers, like the chocolate.
I understand that.
I can't eat
You don't like the malt balls?
No.
I don't think they're nasty, but I'm not like, these are so good.
Now, have you had a good one? Because
apparently
the
not.
regular ones that come
because
in
see those
like
are,
the Whoppers.
See those are mass produced.
What about
bullshit.
Rolos?
Before we get to Rolos,
those are slept on.
I will say go up to the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Crown Center. If you have,
I'm not going all the way to Colorado for chocolate.
How dare you, sir? It's in Crown Center. So there's like always free stuff to do for kids. There's expensive Legoland and the expensive aquarium and stuff. But there's always like a free little exhibit, and there's stuff to run around. There's toy stores and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But they have the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory where they make the chocolate right in front of you. But they have double dip chocolate malt balls. And my dad worked across the street from them. So on like a Friday or whatever, he would go over with his coworkers and they'd get stuff. So he'd just get a bag of these double. And I mean, the chocolate was probably a bite thick. To get to the malt balls, it was delicious. So that's like real malt balls.
Okay.
That's like real Whoppers.
My favorite.
Not this mass-produced.
Okay, I'm sorry that you compared a completely different product than the one we were talking to.
They're the same fucking thing.
Are they the same thing? Because you just said they're not even close to the same thing.
A malt ball and a Whopper are the same thing.
There's a chocolate place in the
apparently not
that serves chocolate-covered cheesecake on a stick.
Yeah, I remember that.
We
got it one time, and Teresa dropped it, or did I drop mine? Someone dropped mine,
and we had a lot left. It pissed me off. They're like this thick, and they're like.
So then we left and had to get
like
our ice cream from Sonic.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing what they'll fry now, like fried cheesecake.
Have you had fried Oreos?
They are delicious. Now, due to my dietary restrictions later on in life, you would think, have you had those? In Vegas, there's a place called Serendipity 3. There's like 3 places for them.
They fry glutinos.
Now, so they actually, like I said, this was when I had while I was eating ice cream and all this stuff, and we heard they had a great fried Oreo sundae, and this thing came out like this big, and there was like 7 fried Oreos around it with like 8 scoops of ice cream in there. Did I finish that bad boy? Fuck yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
Now,
congratulations.
Was I sick after it? Yes, I was. Awesome. Did I walk it off? Somewhat. I kind of took a little bit of a knee, a little bit of a breather.
But you got back up.
I got back up because it's Vegas. It's Vegas. Have you guys ever been to Vegas?
Never.
No.
What? Would you go?
I mean, I would go, but I'm not like... So, I don't have anything against going to Vegas, but I'm not like, oh, I need to go to Vegas. You know?
Would you ever go if they had, like, one of those, like, fitness summits or, like, one of those fitness conventions? Because I know they have them down there.
Yeah, they do. The LA Fit Expo.
Yeah.
Or not LA Fit Expo, that's in Los Angeles. But, yeah. Well, no, it's the Mr. Olympia. Every year it's in Vegas.
Convention at Vegas, and we didn't go.
Yeah, we didn't. But that was just a rough year.
A cool documentary that I saw on Netflix is that Generation Iron 3.
Yeah.
And they're talking about not the bodybuilders.
Which is crazy, because that's like the 5th one in the series. Because it was Pumping Iron 2, which was about women, and then Generation Iron. And then Generation Iron 2 and 3.
Name is in Generation Iron.
Yeah, in the first one, yeah. I was on marketing team for that, so my name's in the credits.
What?
And I made sure it was John Harris III, so people would know that it was me.
I didn't know that.
Hell yeah. I put that shit on my resume, too.
Of course. You got to. Mm-hmm. I love Generation Iron 1.
I did and I didn't, only because I had a bad habit of comparing it to Pumping Iron, and Pumping Iron felt so much more organically made.
It was produced.
Right, exactly.
Because it was like they literally had nothing.
Yep.
And they went to Arnold and they're like, dude.
They talked him into staying another year.
Yeah. They were like, hey, is there any way, because he had retired.
Exactly.
He had taken a whole year off. He was just chilling with Franco
Colombo.
Yeah, and they were just doing stuff and chicks and stuff they do in the 70s, and then he just showed, like, I'm sure he's still kind of training and staying in shape, but not
right.
He just walks in and he just does this pose, and people are like,
what I love in that movie, the best part of that is when Ed Corney and Arnold are doing squats, and Ed Corney is like, oh god damn, and Arnold's like, yeah, and then he's like, let's get serious, come on, 1, 2, come on, and then he just collapses after he squats, and Arnold's just like,
See, that is, like, I think that looks so much better than the bodybuilders now.
Yeah, because they're not full of fucking synthol. It's like actual just hormones and hard work. It's not fucking manipulating your body and fucking plastic surgery.
Well, and I think a lot of it was diet, proportion, without being like, hey, like you look at Ronnie Coleman compared to Arnold. Ronnie Coleman even is proportionate in those later.
Touche.
You know what? Maybe not his last one, just because it was by the end of it. Like you look at like Dorian Yates and those, like, this is pretty deep for people that don't know.
Got your mass monsters and shit.
But then it's just like it just took off to be like, hey, just be big, just be as big as possible, not symmetrical. Like you look at Arnold, there's a reason he became.
Well, do you know who Sean Roden is? He won last year's Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. They're kind of.
I mean, it feels that way because you have Phil Heath who wins it 7 times, and then Sean Roden comes in and stops him from tying with the greatest of all times, but then is a completely different physique. Like, doesn't look anything, so it's different. But also, I am probably, yes, Phil Heath has had year-over-year consistency, or this is improved or that's improved, but I feel like, I would say if he won the Olympia 7 times, it would have been 10, 11 years ago when I first saw Phil Heath in a Metrics ad in Flex magazine. And I'm like, that guy's got a great physique. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
Then he began to just blow up and lose everything that I thought was great about his physique.
Well, and I think Kai Green beat him. I think he beat him that year. Because he did some...
I don't like Kai Green though.
Why?
I feel like
you just don't like him.
I don't. Okay, let me put it this. I don't like Kai Green's physique. Anything about Kai Green's physique, and I think there are a lot of fans who really appreciate who he is as a person. But that has never meant that his body was better than Phil Heath. It's literally that idea.
That's why people like him.
He's never should have beat Phil Heath.
If you do weird films that may have a certain tone or for a certain crowd, that they're gonna blackball you and you're not gonna win. Sometimes you gotta fuck a melon.
I think that's a really, really good excuse because 99% of everyone on that stage was doing the same shit. But constantly. Gay for pay is the most prevalent and relevant thing that people think is a secret in bodybuilding.
I get, but it's like if it comes down to 1 and 1, and they even said it like the way it was going this way, and it was going towards
Kai Green has an ugly fucking physique. It doesn't matter if he was leaner or more dry than Phil Heath. Phil Heath looks better. It doesn't matter if Phil Heath was carrying more water that day. He will forever and always have better aesthetics at their size than Phil Heath does, or Kai Green. Kai Green is, Arms are extremely small for his body. He's got a great chest, huge legs, fantastic. He can come in dry, hard, as much as he wants. He doesn't look as good. He's funny shaped, and he genetically... What it comes down to is the genetics are different. Kai Greene is just ugly. Nothing about that dude is appealing. Nothing whatsoever. I would rather look like Phil Heath. And I don't like Phil Heath. I feel like he's a scumbag, egotistical... Like, as a person, I don't like anything about that dude. I hate his voice. I don't think there's any sincerity in anything that he ever says.
He is the guy that's...
And I don't know him. Well, and if he ever watches this, like...
Yeah.
I'd be nice to you in person. Because I don't dislike you.
From what... I agree, from what we've seen...
I think he's just a bad actor. And he tries too hard to come across as sincere instead of just saying what he means. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Well, so that... The Generation Iron,
the first one, I listened to an interview where he was like, dude, the producers they didn't tell me it was going to be, I'm the rich guy who has everything, and Kai Greene's working out in a one apartment, in Brooklyn. He goes, that dude has 4 houses. He was like, you know what I mean? And I get it.
And how he does
they had to create a story.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was, they were like,
But how easy of a story is that?
How uncomfortable he looked running down the street.
Oh my God, when he was in the mountains,
Yeah.
Well, Phil Heath even talks about it, like he was going to be a basketball player. Like he played basketball,
which he was shredded as fuck as a basketball player.
Well, yeah, but also you look at the mountain. Now I know it's not bodybuilding, it's powerlifting.
He can still dunk though.
That dude's 6'7". He played basketball, but if you look at him in high school, skinny as fuck.
Right.
Like for as big as he could be, and then all of a sudden they just get huge. The thing I liked about the Generation 3 was they're starting to, like they
Generation Iron 3, is that the one with Rich Piana?
No, that was 2.
Okay.
2 was the social media aspect.
Rest in peace.
By the way, when your wife's cutting your hair, you just die. You have to be taking some crazy stuff.
Is that how it happened?
So he goes, man, I don't really feel
He was in a coma for days, though, before he actually died.
Well, so this is what I heard happened. It was probably a YouTube video or whatever it was, but he didn't feel good, and his wife was cutting his hair or shaving him or something along those lines, and he was leaning over, and all of a sudden passed out.
Wow, okay.
So then I think he went into a coma along it. So it just makes you think like these drugs, the people that get crazy with it, or maybe take it too far, or too far that it's farther than their bodies can handle it.
Right.
It's so
well, also
it's not a healthy.
You also don't know, but health's never the goal in these situations. It's how can I look and how much muscle mass can I put on, and so.
Well, and then how they binge after their show, like.
But you have to look at the different, like, I guess people who use, right. So look at Mark McGwire. I mean, he did it for a performance standard. Yeah, he looked better, he got bigger, he got stronger. That's just the way things go whenever you train a certain way. But his performance went through the roof, and he's certainly not a bodybuilder, and by any means, you know what I mean? But he's still alive and kicking.
And not to take away from that, all 3 people that broke the home run record, performance went
right, yeah.
It's not like Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds.
But it's how you're doing these drugs. It's not that you're doing these drugs. And kind of even talking about the mountain, for instance. He recently, I just watched a little thing on him where he was getting interviewed, and they asked him, just in general about, have you ever taken steroids? And he's like, yes.
If anyone was fucking surprised about that, jump off a cliff.
Well,
jump off a fucking cliff, because we don't need you in this world. If you look at the mountain and you go, oh my God, Norwegian, Icelandic genetics, they're amazing. Do everyone a favor and jump off a cliff, because that dude's fucking huge.
Right.
He's eating, breathing, eating. Like he eats a whole.
Have you seen The Rock's cheat days?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But
how many cookies he eats? Like how many pancakes?
And the size of these cookies.
Everything, yeah.
Pizzas, like 3 pizzas.
I'm like, but who gives a shit if he's on steroids, But he's also like, you want to be the best in the world, you're going to be the best in the world.
But also, too, so think about this. If you had the obligations he had, Sometimes you might have months off, but your only job is to be in the gym.
Yeah.
And and that's the thing I don't think a lot of people see is even comedy writers comedians have people write their jokes. There are people that go, hey, you have this, you have this, you have this. Now I do think guys like Kevin Hart in that upper echelon, they're driven.
Right.
But there's a whole team to go, hey, this is your day. If you want to make the money you're making, if you want to take care of your family, go with this. This is a marketing firm. Like you were saying that you were part of the marketing team, right?
Right.
It's a machine. You know.
Right.
What was that like? What did you do?
I just went to like different businesses locally. They sent me posters and like a kit, and I gave them information.
Around Kansas City.
Yeah. So I went into like Extreme Fitness, which was in Lee Summit. It's no longer in Lee Summit. Rest in peace. Hung up posters there. Promoted the movies, theaters that were showing the movie, so people would know where they could see it. I went to Life Transformations Fitness, which is now Life Transformations Personal Training in downtown Lee Summit. Hung up a poster there, promoted the theaters that the movie was playing in.
Dude, that's one thing we should do too. We should go to a couple gyms.
Yeah, why not?
And just like, maybe get a little set in.
Record us working out and then just promote the gym.
Just doing it.
Yeah.
Fucking without our shirts off.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
This has been kind of an all over the place.
I like it. I think no matter what.
And we didn't even talk about Avengers Endgame.
We didn't. We should save that for the next episode.
We should save that for the next episode.
Or we can talk about the Ted Bundy on Netflix.
What did we even talk about on this one? We talked about steroids and yogurt and Mother's Day.
Dude, it covered the whole game.
This is going to be episode 8, steroids, yogurt, and Mother's Day.
Backpedaling. There was some backpedaling that was done in the episode.
Backpedaling, Mother's Day, steroids, and yogurtini.
I love it. Oh, okay, yeah. And the Ted Bundy documentary. What, are you talking the documentary or the one with Zac Efron?
I mean, both. We could just talk about it.
Not really.
Next video. Boom.
Thanks for watching.
Hey,
like, subscribe, J&J TAS on Instagram.
Nice. Get ready for a live feed on his feed.
Casey Chase Hunter Instagram.
Boom. Love it. Look at that. Get lean.